What's up, people? So, I'm just cruising, these old nature trails over here. I was just thinking about something. I was just discussing something a minute ago, and it kind of brought another idea to my mind. And I'll kind of begin it with a quote. It's kind of a paraphrase of something that somebody said. Okay. So, Neil deGrasse Tyson said there's 3 different types of truth, okay? Personal truth, like your personal belief, okay? Political truth, which is like, kind of like something that the whole freaking society tries to like impose upon people as being true. And then there's like scientific truth, which is like reasonably deduced, blah, blah, blah. So what I want to talk about is the political truth aspect. And like I said, it's kind of like a belief that people try to impose upon like the rest of society. It's like a fascist like belief that everybody tries to like like pose off on people. You can kind of, I don't know, you can see how people try to do with like certain things. Certain people are trying to, there's movements to try to make like certain things like wrong and right and this and that. So you can see that. I'll give you an example way back when, like Galileo, he's out here trying to tell people reasonably with his telescope, he's looking at stuff and figuring stuff out. He's like, I don't think that the earth is the center of the universe, guys. And, all the church people are like, oh, that's blasphemy. And they fucking started getting on his shit like that, right? And it was more like a political belief kind of imposed upon, people back then. They said, no, that's blasphemy. You cannot believe anything outside of this. And it's like, well, damn, that's pretty fucked up. It's fascist at the end of the day. It's like, it seems like a kind of natural fascism. Like when people are like, no, you say something out of their like public opinion. It's like, oh, blasphemy, oh, devil, witch, And motherfucker, I'm telling you, back in the day, motherfucker, people got like burned at the stake. Like here's the crazy part about that, and this is kind of what I'm gonna get into. You could have been minding your business back then, and people just claim you're a witch out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, yo, we know your evidence. And they fucking could go and grab your ass and fucking tie you up, fucking throw rocks at your head, like that's insanity. But that's a real thing, and it still exists in our society today. A lot of people are persecuted by what I call like the mob. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like for instance, just I think it was like yesterday. There's a clip of this kid, and I don't even want to get into the details. Just this kid doing something stupid, and it was just a little clip, a little snippet of like a small little clip, and everybody like kind of saw that on the internet. Everybody's like, "Oh, that was so wrong, so messed up." And then like you see the whole video, it's like a whole context, and it's like, well, in context, it really wasn't that messed up. You see that all the time. These little like 5-second snippets of information that people get, and they're like, oh, they base judgment on that, and they get enraged and like ready to like throw rocks at somebody's head. And I'm just like, dude, you gotta calm down. There's a context here. There's always a context. And but people just jump on that shit, and next thing you know, like, because the whole mob's fucking enraged because they're so ill-informed, whatever, that freaking like companies are like, okay, well, we gotta fire this guy because he's bad for our public relations out here, and loses his job, his whole life gets fucked up because he can't make no money. And I was like, god damn. And that's crazy. That's crazy. And I think a lot of that is the news. The news kind of edits shit and makes a little snippet and then fucking like push it out there. And one thing I like about Donald Trump is he'll call that shit out. Motherfuckers put some false news coverage out on him, he'll be like, let me set this shit straight. He'll go up on Twitter and talk directly. He's like, fake news. Like, and I think that's cool. Because we have that ability to kind of speak up, to set the record straight. And back in like old Roman days, there's like a law. Like if you were accused of something and you did not like speak up for yourself, you're just assumed guilty. Like people can say whatever. If you didn't speak up for yourself, defend yourself, you're assumed guilty. And I think that's reasonable. I think everybody should stand up for themselves. It's kind of hard when people are just coming left and right with all types of crazy shit. So I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck? But if something kind of catches traction with like the mob, the fucking society, and people are starting to believe some shit, or maybe a rumor, whatever, you better fucking say something. These motherfuckers gonna believe it. Next thing you know, they're gonna fucking come to your door and start throwing rocks at your head. Like, it's a hard thing to manage. It's a hard thing to manage because sometimes people just keep making up bullshit. Like, I see Donald Trump, and I mean, like I said, I don't even know what to say about the man, but one thing he does that I can agree with is he motherfucking people are coming out with stuff left and right, and he's, nope, that's wrong, nope, that's wrong. He's keeping an eye on that shit. He ain't letting no like rumors, start spreading about him. He's setting the record straight, and I think that's what kind of has to be done. So generally, I think that, yeah, a lot of it is the media kind of promoting certain things, and it kind of directs the mob a little bit because people are really naive sometimes. They see 5 seconds of information and like, oh yeah, that's so get enraged, and it's like they can portray things in a lot of ways. Like they can show a picture of me like, punching someone in the face and busting their jaw open. You'd be like, oh, that was so wrong. But 10 seconds before, you didn't see him like fucking grab my daughter or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, there's a context to everything. And that's why, you gotta set the record straight. If something gains traction, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta speak up for yourself, People are gonna be like, hey, like, they're gonna be looking for you to say something. Like, is this true? Is this true? And if you don't say nothing, you're gonna be assumed guilty. So that's part of it. But generally, I think, like I said, the media knows how to use that. The media loves to try to twist shit up and edit a video for one little 5-second snippet and try to portray it in some messed up way and kind of make up their own context half the time. And it won't like explicitly do it. It won't say something totally wrong, but it'll like mince words and be like, kind of imply something indirectly. It'd be like, oh, guy brutally punches somebody in the face and almost kills him. And it's like, oh, that's so brutal. It's like, they don't tell you the whole story. They'll put like a little footnote at the bottom. Oh yeah, because the guy was he's fucking with dude's daughter, but guy so brutal. What the fuck, I'm telling you, media knows how to do that. Media knows how to it just loves this fucking, it uses its power. It uses it. And Malcolm X said that. Malcolm X said that the most powerful entity on earth is the media because it can paint the innocent guilty and the guilty innocent. And that's only if people are stupid. That's people don't investigate. That's if people don't stand up for themselves and explain what the fuck it is, like Donald Trump does. And that's important stuff. And on kind of this is actually kind of what I actually opened up this camera for, to talk about. But I think people sometimes they abuse that mob rule. Sometimes they know damn well this person really ain't guilty, but they just love to like, flex that mob muscle, and they see that they can, oh yeah, look, we can vilify this person. It feels good to have that power. People abuse that power. Like, they know it's possible in some cases. They know there's a rumor going on about somebody that's not even true, but they're just like, yeah, well, let's watch us crush this person. It's our power to do so. They love to flex that power. People love that. And I think the mob rule is important for a lot of things. Like, if, let's say there's a dictator or something doing stupid shit and protest, oh, fuck this guy, that's important. So it's important to like have that power and flex it every so often. But it's kind of fucked up when people kind of abuse it and, oh yeah, just crush somebody just to flex, It's like, oh, what a poor fucking innocent. And that's fucked up. It really is fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. That's why I'll try to stay just with it all. I try to be reasonable, see what's what. I'm looking at context. If I saw, there's a lot of things I've seen where people are just mob rule crushing. It's gonna be a funny example. You might think it's funny, but go ask these people and they'll probably say it wasn't too funny. The band Nickelback. Okay, Nickelback has some good music coming out, but everybody just was playing kind of, and when they're like, oh yeah, Nickelback sucks, and everybody kind of kept pressing it, and then Nickelback's like, we don't suck, and they kind of fucked up their reputation, fucked up their fucking, income, whatever. They weren't, they were doing pretty well, and I think they made some pretty decent music, and, just a little rumor, that mob flex, kind of crushed them a little bit. And I see stuff like that happen all the time. That's just one example. It's kind of funny, so I'll use it. There's other stuff like that. There's people who get condemned all the time, and they can speak up and say that's not what it is. And people can still, depending on the situation, they can sometimes try to still just say, fuck you, and then, just overpower those type of people. And that's not just, it's injustice. It really is. It's abuse of power. But people do that sometimes, and that's not good. Like, So I guess right now I'm trying to be a voice of reason. I'm trying to let y'all know that is a thing, and that people should be reasonable when you don't just flex on somebody just because you can. And I can do a lot of things. I can do a lot of things. I ain't doing it. Some beautiful little squirrels out here. I ain't just like crush your head because I can. Like what the? I'm not psychotic. You know what I'm saying? You don't just flex a power because you can. Power is Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. That type of mob rule is a great responsibility. People have to be just with it. It really is a responsibility. And like I said, it's important. Like if there's a dictator or something, we got to be able to flex that muscle, get them out, whatever it might be. But you don't want to abuse it. You don't want to smash a poor innocent soul's livelihood. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen way too many times. Like stupid little rumors, stupid little jokes get taken out of hand and it just crushes people's soul. You know what I mean? And it's not good. That's terrible. So I just want to shed some light on that whole subject, the whole situation, because it's really a thing. And it's a real thing, this mob rule shit. And a lot of people might not even know it. They might not have even identified it. It's a real thing. You got the mob out here every day. Oh yeah, screw that shit. You're a witch. You're a blah, blah, blah. And the media directs it quite often. They can put up evidence that'll just enrage people. And people are like, and they fucking go crazy over some shit. Some little snippet. It could be a rumor. The fucking TV can make up shit. It's not out of the question. It usually probably don't, because, I was talking about this earlier. There's like this dead space where like certain things cannot be verified or they can't be proven wrong or right. It's like if I tell you that I just ate spaghetti, there's no way that you can prove it wrong or right. I could just tell you that and you won't be able to tell me if it's right or wrong. There's no way you can. You cannot do that unless you like dissect them on, no, but we're not gonna do that. Let's say I said 3 days ago I ate spaghetti. There's no way you can know that. There's no way that you can prove that wrong or right. So I could just say that. It could be a total big freaking lie. And I could pass it off. I could say, yeah, I ate spaghetti. Ain't nobody gonna tell me different because ain't nobody can say anything about it. And the media can do the same thing. They find that dead space and they can say whatever they want in that dead space because nobody can say either we can't prove it wrong or right. I guess that's what it is. I can't prove it wrong. In the media, that dead space exists. And media, believe me, they exploit the heck out of it. A lot of people exploit the heck out of it. Like I said, I could just make up some crap. Yeah, man, the boss comes up. Yeah, man, I was just working. I was working hard. I got caught up with some stuff. I had to do some customer service, and I was busy. That's why I didn't get the job done. He's like, okay, I'm going to take your word for it. Can't prove it. You weren't here. You know what I'm saying? People exploit that all day. There's that dead space. And I'm telling you, media exploits it and uses it. I think that's a aspect of governance, just that finding a dead space and lying, and you can instill fear. You can say, they make up stuff, rumors and stuff, and get people all twisted. And they're like, they control the mob mentality with it, It's messed up, Shit, there's times when they'll say things that are blatantly wrong. Like Donald Trump has to correct them all day. They can say some stuff that can be verified. And it's like, shit, they'll just pass it off either way. And nobody catches it. And people go out and read that and believe it. It's like, oh, what the heck? And before you know it, you find out, the whole world believes this bullshit. You're like, what the hell? What are you talking about? Like, that did not happen. I was freaking sleeping at my house when they claimed that happened. I'm like, you're crazy. That's why, I'm telling you, man, people got to understand this mob rule shit. And, it's a power, and you have to exercise it responsibly. And don't be manipulated. Don't be guided. Oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. One little clip, man, was no investigation whatsoever. People got to be a lot more. Before you ruin somebody's life, do a little bit of investigation. You know what I'm saying? Before you burn him, do a little bit of investigation, please. That could be you at any day. They could make they could just jump on you like that, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. So for the sake of everybody, for the sake of justice, for the sake of peace and harmony in the world, yeah, do a little bit of research before y'all want to go off and burn somebody at the stake, whatever you want to call it. And that being said, I'm going to leave it at that. I thank you guys for listening. I'm going to walk around a little bit. I got some football to watch, so I'm going to go do that. Thank you guys for listening.